The first one that I'm going to start off with are my reality toys. I currently have a toy ambulance, a school bus, some fake fruit, plates, utensils, and cups that a child can choose to play with are their tools to express themselves. And I chose all those tools because reality toys are something that should be included in the playroom according to Landreth and Dr. Pearson. And it's just toys that a child would see, or tools that a child would see on a daily basis, and they can somehow apply it to their own lives or what they are trying to express. So I'm going to go ahead and label those my reality toys, and my little sign here just says that things children would see on a daily basis. So again, those are the reality toys. Next I have construction or aggressive toys. I have 2 trucks that I chose to put in the porta pack because to express aggression, children could use these tools to bang these 2 toys together. I have a pack of popsicle sticks, and this wasn't in the text, but Dr. Pearson suggested that popsicle sticks be included in a porta pack or in a playroom because they're easy to snap and it lets out anger, and a child can just easily snap these when they're experiencing anger. So that's why I chose to put those in the porta pack. I also have some action figures. I chose to keep these in the pack because there's 48 pieces and it would kind of be hard to show you that I have them here. So these are just army men. You can set them up to fight, or they can act as different tools. And I also have a foam knife for an aggression tool, and it has this little case that goes with it. It's no harm, it's bendable, again it's foam, so even if a child would choose to play with this or choose this as a tool, if they poked themselves or they were using this, no one would be in harm while using that tool. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little label there, aggression toys. That's what I just exhibited. And aggression toys are toys to act out anger, and all those toys can help a child act out anger. I have my little stuffed animal here, and Dr. Pearson suggested that one of these be a part of the playroom for comfort. And this is actually a dog. The sweater can come off just in case there's any male clients that we choose to work with or that we're working with that don't like to have the pink sweater or a feminine stuffed animal. So the sweater does come off. Put that right back there. My next area is the artistic area, and I have a box of crayons here. There's a lot of variety in here. There's glitter crayons, there's basic crayons. There's also a sharpener back here. There's 96 colors to choose from. There's glue. There's Play-Doh, which Play-Doh can act as an artistic toy as well as an aggression toy because you can manipulate it and squash it and stomp it. And then there's a different choices of construction paper. And then all these things I got from the 99-cent store. It was really affordable. Didn't cost very much. Everything in the porta pack was about $23 or so. So again, not very expensive. And those were my art supplies. And the label for art supplies, it's labeled art supplies, and it says used for nonverbal expression. Always have a variety, and you always have to make sure that you have materials that are workable. So my Play-Doh should never be dried out, or my glue should always be undried, or whatever glue stick I'm using. So I'm just going to label those my aggression toys. Next I have my fantasy toys, and I have a couple badges here. And again, I got these from the 99-cent store. It came in a pack. Police badges, ambulance badges, sheriff, different shapes. And the client can choose to work with these badges to take them away from the world that they're in, and they can take on a different character. And then I also have sunglasses, and they can just place these on and become invisible. So they're telling their story, but they're invisible, so they're telling their story in a safe place for them. So again, sunglasses, very cheap. These are a pair of my old sunglasses, so I wouldn't mind them being in the porta pack. And then also, with me placing some of my own personal items in the porta pack, I have to remember that they shouldn't be personal items that I'm attached to. It's something that could be ruined or broken, and we still have a positive regard for the client just in case they become broken or worn or so on and so forth. So that's always important to remember. So I'm going to go ahead and label those fantasy toys, my little fantasy sign. And it says, allows child to take on or be someone else. So those are the fantasy toys. And then the last section that I have here for the porta pack are different choices of animals. There's a rhinoceros, a lion, a dolphin, and a killer whale. And then here's some scary toys, a scorpion, which is very scary to me, and also a snake. And the last thing is a dinosaur. And these toys allow children to act out what they may be experiencing, so they kind of, they project onto the animals that they're playing with, or whatever they're going to be labeling them as, because again, Dr. Pearson and Landreth suggested not to label the toy. So if a child is working with a lion, I know this is a lion in my head, but it might not be a lion to them. So I would never call it a lion. So they could use these toys to project. So perhaps, for example, the lion can exhibit a father who comes home angry, and their roar scares the rhino away. And the rhino would be not a rhinoceros, but maybe a mother or another person inside the family, maybe even the child that you're working with. So you have to be careful not to label the actual animals what they are realistically. So those were the toys that I chose to put in my porta pack. They're not very expensive. They were all cheap. All of them were bought from the 99-cent store. I found them around my home. And I'm going to go ahead and label my scary toys and my animals. And it says the scary toys allows interactions with fears. And then the animals allow projections, which I went over that already. So I have a couple categories. I do not have all the categories listed in Landreth or mentioned by Dr. Pearson or any of the presenters in the videos, but it is a good start. I have 5 categories so far, and all I have to do is build on to my porta pack. Dr. Pearson mentioned that it's not the amount of toys that you have, it's the purpose for the toys in your playroom or in the porta pack. So I kept that in mind while I was shopping. The last thing is that I have a friendly tote to put all the toys in. I made sure that it was a child-friendly or something that a child would be interested in, because you don't want to look at the bag and a child be turned off by the bag. The bag should interest them just like the toys might interest them. So I just chose a Kermit the Frog bag. And again, this isn't very expensive. I bought it from Target for about $9. So that was my porta pack. And